time.
Okay.
How long have you been playing?
About 4 or 5 years now.
And you've made 33? Oh,
Yes.
that's not too bad.
But it's a while ago, you know,
Oh,
it wasn't recently.
Well, anyway, let's see you have a go at potting that red. Well, what do you think happened there?
Overcut it.
Yes, you hit it too
So
thin.
hit it too thick.
Yeah.
Then,
But you see,
Too
I
thin.
watched you from the back here, and you were aiming perfectly. But
yeah, well, I think I'm lining it up, but it never seems to go.
yes, well, then what you're saying is that something happens to your cue action. You come off the line, you either pull the cue
Oh,
one
right,
way or the
yeah.
other, and that is due to a lack of coordination of mind and muscle. So let's set the shot up again.
Basic problem.
Now this time, I'll set it up perfectly for a half-ball shot.
So I
Yeah.
hit half the ball.
No, forget that for a moment. You remember we said the line of aim?
Yeah.
Now, a half-ball line of aim is that you point your cue on the line of aim through the centre of the white and point your cue as though you're going to split it on the edge of the red. Now, that will give you a half-ball aim.
Right.
Right, now this
So half
time...
of the white covers half of the red.
That's right.
Okay. And the line where I'm pointing the cue is to the outside edge
That's
of the
right.
red.
And if you can deliver that cue like a piston on that line of aim, you'll get the pot. Now, the point is, if you practice that and persist, it will gradually pull you back into cueing straight. At the moment, as you lose form, you get a little bit anxious about, will I get it or won't I get it, sort of thing. And you play a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So be positive and play the cue action as opposed to the pot.
Right.
Once you start getting it, you'll play the pot and forget all about it.
And take the cue through as far as
Push
I
the
can.
cue straight through on the line and split your cue on the edge of the red through the centre of the white. And be very positive and don't snatch, push your cue forward. Now you're a little bit thin on that. That looks better. Play it smoothly. That's better. There we are.
Thank you.
Absolutely perfect, because you got the white into the
Yes.
middle pocket as well. So that was very interesting. Terrific, Jack. That was very interesting indeed. That should help you out a bit, Nora, will it?
I think so.
We're going to thanks very much,
Okay,
Nora.
thank you.
We're going to move on now to Walter, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with Jack with this one here.
Right, Walter, now this is, again, we're back to cueing, striking the ball nicely, and I'm sure you're well aware that centre ball striking is most important. And of course, if you strike left of centre, you push the ball marginally to the right, so you're offline. And if you strike to the right, you push it marginally to the left, and so on.
Yes.
So it's about hitting the ball in the middle. Now, this little exercise, I'm going to remove this red here from the centre. Now I want you to take the cue ball and place it on the brown spot. Now you see you've got to play over the spots. But again, this is also, you can say here that where do you look when you strike? You have to be looking. There's no way you're going to get through there if you're not looking at the object.
True.
So there's another query answered there. So now see if you can get between the two balls and back. Well, now, again, one must assume that you have been able to see perfectly there. I mean, it's a comparatively easy shot, but it just proves the point that there is a weakness, that there's a movement somewhere and you can't truly point the cue where you're looking. Have another try.
Right.
Work hard on the centre of the cue ball striking. That's better. Now, having done that, you should practice that for quite a bit until you can do it every time. Now, if we now move these two balls to the pink spot, and just to give you an idea there, there's the sort of margin we're talking about. It's about 1/4 of an inch either side. Now, this is what pressure is about. Now, you've just proved you can play the shot. That is exactly the same shot, but the margin of error is tighter.
I agree.
How do you feel? So there's 50,000 quid on this one.
Right.
There you are, no money. Bad luck.
Broke again.
But you get the point.
Yes, I do,
I'm
Jack,
sure,
yes.
do you feel there that there's more pressure
There's a lot
on
of
you, isn't
tension.
there? Yes. Well, you can imagine how the top players feel when they're playing for 100,000 quid.
I certainly do. Well, I'm sure you enjoyed that, Walter.
I
That's,
did.
as I say, earlier in the series, we went up and down the spots, but that adds that little bit more tension to it.
It does.
So,
Surprising.
I'm sure you'll get a lot of fun out of that.
Thank
Thanks
you.
very
Thanks,
much.
Jack.
Jack, that was very interesting. And just speaking about pressure, as you said, the top players are under so much pressure nowadays. And that was a little indication of how, just the beginner can cope with a little bit
Yeah.
of pressure and give them an idea. I'm going to set a shot up here. Just passes one of the reds, Jack,
Yeah,
there.
surely. Here we are. What do you want it round
Just
there
right over the
somewhere?
pocket. So you can imagine a few balls being on the table. We can get rid of that red. So you're in the situation again. Imagine you've got a few balls on the table. You've just potted a red, and you've knocked another red over the pocket, the middle pocket. So you're in a difficult situation. So you've got a long blue to take on. Now this is where pressure comes in and how it affects different people and how different people think about the shot. Now you get the player that thinks, oh, if I miss this blue here, I'm going to leave the red on and lose the frame probably. And then you get the other player, and this is what you've got to try and hammer into yourself and think, when I knock this blue in, I'm going to win the game. So there's two ways of approaching the shot. So I'm going to have a go at the pot here. I'll probably miss it by a mile. But it's just to give you an indication of what the pressure's like.
Well played.
Oh dear, I'm a little bit lucky there, but it is a sort of a situation, and so many players just can't cope with the pressure. I mean, you coach a lot of the young lads coming into the game who make sort of 100 breaks day in, day out, but when they get in a match, they seem to lose it. So
Yes, it's a question of people don't appreciate how hard you have to try. They pot a few balls and then they think, oh, I'm pretty good at this. But they don't realise that when you're playing and you have to do it, there's this, you can't describe the feeling. Your tummy's rumbling and you're doing it for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's really tough.
all about
It's really
experience. There's no substitute for experience
No.
at this game. Just play as many matches as you can, and hopefully it'll all come good in the end.
Yeah.
We try to please everybody. We try to toe the line. We try to pick up the pieces, yeah. They really haven't got any time. It's a pressure situation. Trying to make you see while you close your mind. Yes, it's a pressure situation. Feeling the pressure. It's a pressure situation. Trying to make you see while you close your mind. Yes, it's a pressure situation. Feeling the pressure.
Well, I've got Craig and Matt this time to help me out with a routine that's very, very useful well, Craig's been playing the game 9 months, Matt's been playing 2.5 years. So they're getting to the stage where they could do with practicing this type of shot. And it all involves little stun shots and possibly little screw shots. So we've got a straight pot here, Craig. If you want to just see if you can pop the red there and stay nicely on the black. So you'd be playing a stun shot here. That's pretty good. You've got nicely on the black. Now just go around and have a go at the black. Bit of chalk on the cue. Now really you're playing the same type of shot again because that was a straight pot. Now you want to play the same shot, but you've got an angle on the black. So if you play it exactly the same, like concentrate on the pot. Don't worry about the position. The white, this is where a lot of people think, oh, I've got to put a little bit aside to get out to the reds. You've got the angle, so just play a straight pot with stun and the white will take care of itself. Don't rush.